Hello, friends. Welcome to the Weekend Investing Daily Bite of 25th of November. Another dull day in the market. So, this week has started dull. Yesterday, we were down. Today, also, we are down a bit. The broader market was completely stagnant. The Nifty dipped a bit. Um, there is really no trigger that the market has right now. Markets are waiting for a trigger, but which is not happening. So the U.S. India trade deal is what is being waited, and in that waiting, some positions are getting paired. People are getting impatient. Today was also the expiry day, so some pressures were there in the market due to that as well. Asian markets have bounced a bit, but overall, there doesn't seem to be an escape from the current weakness overall. Although, in the same light, one can say that US market seems to be diverging away from Asia. So US markets did quite well yesterday. There was a very strong bounce there, and that did not um mirror in the Asian markets as such. So there seems to be some divergence that is happening, and we are, as I said, waiting for some cues to really get started again. Uh, you can join the Weekend Investing Community. There's a form in the description below. So you can get more premium market insights and learn about momentum investing. So you can go and fill that small form and you can join the community. Disclaimer as always, please read it fully, understand it, and then move forward in the video. So this one tweet that I did this morning was about the Nifty Small Cap 250 index, and you can see that we have come to the same level thrice earlier as well. And each time, particularly, you can say that the market has been reasonably oversold when it came to this region of 16,500, 600 range. So it may so happen that we will, perhaps try to build up from here if there is some positive tailwind that comes around. If not, perhaps I think we may consolidate here, and if there is bad news, we will break down from here. And this breakdown, if it happens from this level, can be reasonably sharp. It probably could be a leg like this if we do actually break down. But having spent so much time around this level, intuitively it feels to me that we may not break this level. But of course, we really don't know. The structure is not strong. The structure is weak, but it is also oversold. So that's where we are in the sentiment of the market point. Nifty was down third day in a row, 0.29% down here. So we are down on a leg like this. That too ends at some point of time. Perhaps we will go and clip this average. Perhaps we will move up from here. But right now we are gradually moving down. I don't think there's any sharp movement down as such. Nifty Junior was completely flat, 0.26% after three massive down days. And today's move was nothing compared to what we've seen in the past few days. And hence, you can't call it any uptick. It is basically a rest after this fall. Potentially, it can fall further as well. The structure is quite weak. Mid caps were up 0.26%. Again, no major up move, but just about hanging there. Small caps up 0.11%. Again, no up move. And as I mentioned in the first frame, potentially near some sort of support in this region and currently also oversold. Nifty Bank also completely flat, minus 0.03%. So overall, you can see that markets going nowhere at all. I mean, it's just wait and watch scenario that is happening. Gold moved up yesterday, post market hours, India equity market hours, but then went flat from that point till now. 12,550 is where we are per gram, which is a very reasonable level given that the highest point achieved was somewhere near 13,100. So we are in at a stone's throw again from the all-time high on gold as well. Silver also 0.5% down, no major move as such. If you like our content, please do subscribe to our channel. That will give us a lot of motivation to continue coming out with this level of a content. Advanced decline trends were very, very mixed. You can see that through the day, choppiness, sometimes more advances, sometimes less advances again. So the entire day was spent in basically chopping around the median line. And at the end of the day, they were pretty much equal at 243 at 243 advances to 257 declines. Nifty heatmap supported primarily by State Bank of India, SBI Life, Shriram Finance, Bharat Electronics, Hindalco, and Dr. Reddy's. Some weak segments were Tata Motors, you had TCS, Infosys, uh, you had HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Bajaj Finance, Kotak Bank, all moving down. And you also had Levers, ITC, Nestle, the entire FMCG group moved down. In the Nifty Next 50 heat map, you had some bigger gains in commodities. So Vedanta, Hindustan Zinc were moving up. PSU banks, Canara Bank, Bank of Baroda, PNB, some other finance companies, Chola Finance, Bajaj Holding, Godrej, CP, and Britannia and FMCG. What was moving down was Masdok, Enrin, IOC, BPCL, LTIM, and Nokri, along with REC and Bajaj HFL. In the mover of the day segment, Orient Electric, which was the stock crashing 2 3 days back, it went from 200 to 150, has suddenly now uh, gone up 20%, and that's what happens in low liquidity smaller cap stocks. uh, Perhaps this was a forced sellout by a larger player which caused the stock to go down, and once that selling has been overdone, very small amount of stock perhaps was required to bring it back up. So all these games can be played in the smaller cap and micro cap stocks. Sectoral trends were mixed. You had good gains in real estate after a long time, 1.6% up. PSU banks also up 1.4%. Metals and pharma up nearly half a percent. On the downside, you had IT losing 0.57% and media losing 0.8%. Rest were pretty much neither here nor there. Over the last 1 month, if we see, the best performing sector is PSU banks at 8% gains, and the worst performing is media at approximately 7.5% loss. Central PSEs and real estate have also lost 3 to 4% in the last 1 month. Real estate stocks have been battered in the last 4 5 sessions. So today was a relief day, 1.6% up. Anantaraj, Phoenix Mills, Brigade, Godrej Properties, and Sobha were moving up in this sector. In the US market segment, you had 1.5% gain on S&P 500. Fantastic gain. Dow was not as much. Nasdaq was up 2.6%, 2.7% almost, and Russell almost 1.9%. So fantastic gains in the US market after a good drubbing in the last 1 week. So last 1 week, if we see, or let's say last 1 month, if we see, last 1 month is still down 4% on Russell, and Nasdaq is down 1.4 and 1.2%. But the last day and last week are looking quite good. So US market is giving very mixed signals in terms of not really bowing down to the bear pressure. Broadcom up 11%, Tesla 6.8%, Alphabet and Advanced Micro Devices were some of the stocks that were racing hard in the previous US session. Some of these stocks can be part of the weekend investing US stock strategy. So these are not recommendations, and this is the disclaimer. If we look at the S&P 500 heat map, you can see that Google, Nvidia, Apple, AVGO, Meta, Amazon, Tesla, these were the big sort of gainers in the S&P 500 move yesterday. In the tweets of the day segment, there's a report from JP Morgan that oil may go back to $30 by 2027, and it would mean a big deal for India if that were to happen. So both JP Morgan as well as I think Morgan Stanley have come out with reports that crude oil production is going up so much in the world that in by next couple of years it may come down from the current 60s to 30s in terms of the global oil price. And that if it happens, it would mean a huge bonanza for the Indian finances. I'm not sure if that is going to lead to lower prices at the pump, because the government has completely delinked the global prices with the prices at the pump for whatever uh, compulsions that they have in their finances. But it will be a great booster for our fiscal deficit. It will be a great booster for essentially our trade deficit, and it may help our currency actually if that were to happen. And if two major research houses of the world are saying that, whether it happens or not, I don't know, but certainly there is a case to be made for that if research is saying so. So this is something very positive for India in the long term if it were to happen. Our next video is going to be on global momentum, how it's fading elsewhere, and while India is now gradually rising. So let's watch this data packed video in the next video that we come out with. And certainly, if you like our content, do like and share this video, do subscribe to our channel, and do see the other content that you are able to see on your screen. Thanks. Bye.